Welcome to Rhinos and Aliens. All right, guys, what's up, ladies and gentlemen, Rhinos and Aliens, whatever you want to be called for the day. This is going to be the 9th episode of the Boner Show. Boner.
You funny.
But we just want to say thank you guys for joining us for another session of deep, random conversations. And we hope you enjoy. Like always, for the most part, Francis Mandrala. And we have my brother in front of me or to your right, left, how you're viewing this.
Michael. Hey, what's going on, peeps?
Well, first off, how you feeling?
I feel great.
I've been getting that vibe from you. I'm glad. It's always good when people you care about, you love, are in good spirits. There's nothing better than that.
Hell yeah.
As long as you're not a dickhead or you're one of those self-centered people. But if you're a natural person, a normal person, it's like, that's low-key an underrated thing when people surrounding you are in good spirits.
That's true. Most times people don't even want to take on good spirits.
Yeah.
Life is so fast-paced. They try to keep their mind focused on, let me make it through.
Yeah. Which, in some situations, is not necessarily a negative, but in the broader scheme of things, in the broader equation of life, I would view it as a negative, over the long term.
Well, honestly, yeah, it could be either or.
Yeah. Like we said, whatever episode ago, perspective. I would love to see that. I don't know if I would pay for it, but if it was at a high school in Buffalo and they were letting us in for free, I'm like, yeah, I want to see that. I'm not paying though. It's hard out here, bro. If you guys haven't noticed, I've had a current trend lately whenever there has to be money for anything major. Yeah, my wallets are pretty tight right now, bro.
Hey, that's life. It happens.
Yeah.
The bounce back is always what's worthwhile.
I agree. So, quick thoughts. I just want to say, bold move by Ted Ginn for going on talk show and making those two statements. But even bolder move by a white man to go out there and say bet. He has some cojones, bro.
Okay. Yeah. Big cojones, yeah.
So that's all I want to say about that, bro. I'm glad I pointed that out. So how you feeling? Let's get on to this. This is where I want you to get deep, okay?
All right. I'm feeling great. Nothing really changed.
Well, what were we talking about when we first started?
I don't remember.
Well, I will say this. The only bad thing when it's just us two, we get into a conversation so much that we completely forget what the previous thing was. So since we can't remember that, let's get on to what we initially came on. We wanted to talk about. We were going to talk about. I can't even remember that. I just know it was about women. I know passion was involved.
That and chocolate. And it's funny because chocolate has an actual it has a chemical reaction in your brain where you feel the same stimulation you do when you're happy.
And sex.
Same for cocaine. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. I might try that one day.
So what were you saying about chocolate?
I'm saying chocolate when consumed, has a chemical reaction in your brain where you feel the same sensation as you would having sex or being happy.
Yes. So does cocaine.
Yeah, it's a hell of a drug.
Yeah. I still stand by. I don't know.
I want to try it at least one time.
Pure cocaine, not the bullshit stuff.
And I'm sniffing it off a ass cheek or a titty.
For me, I would want to do both. I would want to do it off of one ass cheek. See, I don't know. I feel like I would want to do it off of a left breast, a right breast, down the middle of the breast, a left butt cheek, a right butt cheek, and right at the butt crack.
There's coke lines everywhere, man. I don't.
You don't know how to react to that?
I don't know if. At that point, I don't know if it's the drug or the woman that you really want. Like you added the bad places.
So what do you think my thinking is for that? You think my thinking is the woman is so hot, let's just throw some cocaine on it to make it better?
That's damn near what it sounds like, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, when I was picturing it, I was thinking about some perky ass breast or a really fat ass. Yeah. Okay, well, we kind of got sidetracked with that. The whole point is we took a little break to find our thoughts and what were we trying to talk about? The two things: loneliness and the discovery of feelings for someone.
Oh, that's pretty good. I was about to say with loneliness, within that, we were trying to find ourselves. Because if I remember correctly, I was saying loneliness is a lingering situation that confuses the most sure and unsure thoughts you believe you have. You could think that you're content with the way you are, with the way things are, at least for the moment, or how it could possibly go. I mean, there's so many scenarios with it, but
Yeah.
generally you always go back around to feeling like I know there's something missing, but what will fulfill that void? And most times when I feel like that, I be wanting to be a whore and just fuck everything. And I got this like sexual deviant side.
That's what another thing we were talking, the sexual deviant. It's coming back now, hearing you. One thing, quick question. When you asked me a question which just now popped up in my head, you're talking about what would it take to get us out of this mental state? What was this?
Out of our comfort zone.
Okay.
So we could live different.
Does that go with the loneliness topic? If not, because I will want to come back to that.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Okay.
Because loneliness, it's a limbo because really not sure which route to go. I mean, like I was saying, some nights, some moments, sometimes you'll feel like you're sure, you feel like you're fully invested in doing this, but a lot of different distractions come past your view or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, on second thought, I could try that.
We're
Maybe just once.
talking about what we're trying to, for you, a way of filling the void of the loneliness is having sex, right?
Actually, it's the thought of it.
Okay.
It's the thought of it. Because I don't reach out as much as I feel that urge to fuck with somebody. Because I'm somebody that was grounded in the thought of love, in the thought of a foundation to build with somebody else. Life to me is sharing. So I'm pretty much anchored in that spot unless I get out of my comfort zone. Getting out of my comfort zone is realizing the things that matter to me now don't really matter.
So your loneliness, and I believe my loneliness is going to apply with yours, is because you don't have what you want?
Pretty much.
And what is it specifically that you don't want? I mean, what is it specifically that you want that you don't have?
I want what I can't have, I guess. That's
I know what you mean, but can you give some examples? Like, if you could give the three most top examples, what would you say?
or can I give an elaborate one?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever suits you think suits the question best.
Throughout my history of dating, my ideal like visual of being with somebody, being a couple, joining together or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
was with this girl I've known for a long time, and we were friends before we had stepped into that direction. Now, bring me back to what I was getting to, please.
The question was, what is the source of your loneliness? And you said you were going to give one elaborate response.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
With that being said, she's an ex, obviously, because things didn't work out. We didn't see eye to eye with some things. Also, it's just bullshit that got in the way of stuff, if you ask me. Because what I felt with her was unlike anything else I've ever felt. That's why I feel like what got in the way was bullshit when it could have pretty much be just simply the choices that I made. And having something so high on a pedestal like that. Because let me explain the feeling of my way of explaining how I feel. It was like the sun waking you up in the morning, like the warm rays on your face. Not the fucking annoying ass birds. Them shits be annoying. I be feeling like if I had a BB gun, I'd post up right there and just shoot them right off of the gutters.
You know what my pet peeve is, bro? The fucking crickets.
Oh, I can't stand the crickets. I can't stand the crickets.
At least some birds, depending on the birds, they could get a nice rhythm. It could sound poetic. It could. There's the potential. It's not a guarantee, but it's an option. The crickets, no matter fucking what, are that noise that just keeps going. It never sounds beautiful. Never has any specific poetic rhythm. If it has a rhythm at all, it's one of those annoying ticking. Like you're looking at the clock and you want it to be a certain time so you could go leave whatever area. But it never gets there. And it just keeps you up at night or wakes you up in the morning. And you just wish you were the Flash. Many sighs and just went and... Yeah. I fucking hate those crickets.
So do I. Makes you want to douse your whole lawn and, and fuel and just...
Well, it's even worse with my house, bro, because I have so many fields. They just come in stampedes, and I sometimes the crickets are louder than the birds, as hard as that might be to believe.
I could believe it. There's some crickets out there really grinding to get that pussy. I mean, that's why mating calls all that other jazz. Just like birds. They singing to get them a pretty one.
Yeah, but getting back to the topic, the feeling made you feel like the sunshine and not the annoying birds.
Yeah, I felt like the rays was like creeping up on my face in a way where it was just so it was subtle and just it felt like it was the move. I mean, it felt like it was the mood for for waking up. It felt like
you could wake up to this every morning. You wanted to wake up to that feeling, that sensation every morning.
yeah. The feeling of somebody making you feel like you matter, especially when you've been around so many things that are just so loud that when you do speak out, it's not heard.
I do want to. I believe I mentioned this before, but did we talk about the whole humans weren't made to be lonely? Like we were born, it's in our genetics. The whole tribe nature thing.
Yeah, we had talked about that.
Briefly, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I believe it was the first Boner show or something.
I thought we had talked about that off camera.
Oh, okay. No, so we definitely. Well, the whole theory is that the reason why Native Americans, why Africa and stuff, why the whole humanity society was originally set up the way it is, because we are just programmed in the tribal sense, that we are programmed to be with somebody, we're programmed to have a family, and we're programmed to have a community to a certain point. And even though there's more people now than ever, the way society is set up with social media and the whole goals of life now, people on average are lonelier than ever, Yes, we might interact more than ever. Yes, we might be more literate on average than ever. Yet, you could make the case, there's no facts for this, but I believe if somehow we could get a whole bunch of facts from centuries ago, depression and suicide is higher than ever. And I think that's a correlation with the further we get away from the whole tribesmen type of mentality. Mm-hmm. I feel like there is some type of correlation why there are more mental diseases now than ever. To go along with a lot of other things, but the way society is set up, it's very individualistic, especially in non-Asian cultures, And I feel like that causes so many problems on so many levels when you look into it deeply. And I just feel like that is a factor into the whole loneliness. Yeah, we're more connected than ever. Yet, as we said off camera, and it's a great quote, I don't know where I got it from or you got it from, but I have heard it before. Bro, I feel ever since high school, I feel like more now than ever, I can be in a place, a room, a situation with a whole bunch of people, yet feel so alone. And yes, I guess you can make the case I'm more one with myself. I'm more connected to my consciousness. I view the world differently. And yes, all those are factors. Those are valid points. But at the same time, since I am more grown, I am more experienced, I'm more aware of how the world actually works. Doesn't that say something about why I am thinking the way I am about loneliness? Why I can be in a room full of people and feel so alone? Like I've been really trying to think about why is this? Am I feeling this way because I don't have that special person? But then it's like I would make the case I'm closer with my mom than ever. I'm closer to my true friends than ever. So that's filling a different void. But like I want to make this clear, I don't always feel like this. It just I'm trying to go off the point. I feel like at a certain point in time, you would only be around people where you never truly felt like that. And now, even though there's more people than ever, since you don't know these people, since you're not connecting with these people, since we're just set up to keep on moving and you don't stop and just smell the roses, to quote. I feel that does take a toll, And I don't know where I was going with the original point. I just wanted to bring that up.
I feel like it does take a toll. Going back to what you were saying about, us moving along further as a society, but going further away from the tribesman mentality, I think a major factor is the advancements that we have nowadays. It's making life more convenient, yes, but it's also making people feel like they don't need the next person to do this or do that.
Yeah.
And with that sense of individuality and stubbornness, they start to detach more and more. And with the people that have been aware, they panic because we're seeing people diminish. Potential people that we could love just diminishing. And that's all. Honestly, a lonely person, the only fight they really have is a fight with time. Time. Honestly, in my mind, time is a man-made thing. So that goes back to this. It's all over when you decide it's over. Think about it like this: the world that you live in is the only world known, right?
Yeah.
Because you're the star of the life that you're living.
Yeah, you're the star of the picture.
And it's said that when you leave, things still go on.
Yeah.
We don't even know what the fuck life is. Let's be real about that. We really don't know.
No, we don't, bro. We're just, well, like when you think about it, we don't know. At the end of the day, we don't truly know what anything is. We're just trying to make sense of it. Mm-hmm. That's why we're applying all these symbols to all these things. We're trying to make it into something, make it into something meaningful. And I think, I just want to say personally, I do feel lonely too. And I want to say this: I have a great mother. I have some great friends for the most part. But I've always been a hopeless romantic, bro. I've never cheated. If I ever thought about cheating, I seriously considered why was I in the relationship, or I ended the relationship. And I'm the type of person, as much as I love my mom, that's a family parent love, Mm-hmm. As much as I love my friends, that is a different kind of love. That's a long-term, I don't even know what kind of love that is, but it's a love where either somebody's always been there for you, or you've been around for so long, or you have such close similarities. It's just natural to eventually love that person, right?
Yeah, you got a bond.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I was looking for. But then it's in our genetic code to have that persons, depending what you believe in, where it's something more, where it's you're living with them like a parent, you bond with them like a friend, but then let's be honest, you're having sex with them, and that's to have, in my opinion, I always view true sex as something more than just being physical, or if we're being technical, that's when you start calling it making love, passionate sex. There's different terms, but I'm fortunate. I have a great mother. For the most part, I have great family members, and I have great friends. That's some probably most people don't even have that, right? But at the end of the day, when I see a truly happy couple, or as happy as the outside can look, it motivates me to make me be better so I can be the best I can when I come along that person. But at the same time, I also question, what am I doing wrong? Why am I still in this state? And whenever somebody's in that state where they're second guessing, or they're in that depressed state, I feel it's always, that person always views the situation worse than it is.
Mm. Yeah, that's because they already, at the bottom.
of their emotions at that point, you know?
Mm.
And, bro, I'm 100% with you. I've always been the person to going back to the whole tribesman thing, right? I don't think, like, yes, I feel you need to know yourself as a person. You need to be able to live with yourself as a person. But once you have done that and you're to a point where, okay, you know who you are, you know what you want, it is natural to want to be with somebody who feels the same way. And to find somebody who can then take you to the next step, that you can only go with somebody else, I feel like. I feel like as a human being, individually speaking, you can only go so far by yourself. And then there's another person who takes you to the next level because they're that added motivation that for one reason or another you couldn't grab by yourself.
Not to mention, it's an element completely separate from what you've known.
Like you said, it's something about waking up next to a person you can hope, all theoretical, right? Like that you can trust, that you bond with.
I mean, well, when I made that example, you know, to me, nothing is more beautiful than nature. Nothing is more beautiful than the natural things of this planet.
Yeah.
But when you love somebody, that shit second. You know, you that you notice how I tried to use love as a model for everything else instead of everything else being an example of love. That's because it takes the cake. What better feeling is there but love? I mean, aside from love, I haven't felt anything better than that. That's why it is what it is.
And some people, even my dickheaded self-conscious, is saying, what about sex, bro? But I would say sex is awesome. Add love into the equation.
To me, love is it's a overall. Sex could just be just that, you know.
No.
Even though love pretty much so could, they're sad stories and
I would say that's lust, though. Are we talking about that? Were you talking about the whole?
I was talking about things outside of people's control that get in the way. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Because honestly,
life itself.
Yeah. When I was going through problems with one of my exes, it was a whole bunch of misconstrued things because of me trying to communicate things in a panic because things were assumed. You know? Sometimes when somebody assumes something, they're going to keep that rolling. And there's no telling who's in that person's ear from time to time, too, when you're not around. So it's a whole bunch of shit that could get in the way. Loneliness. Go ahead.
I want to know how you feel about this, because I don't think I've ever fully known. Would you rather be lonely and finding yourself, or would you rather be in a relationship and you might feel good about it, but it's not necessarily true? Meaning in the sense, she's either cheating on you, you just don't know, or she's feeding you this good energy, but it's fake.
I'd rather that, because in all actuality, that's what it could be.
No matter what.
Yeah. It's just a matter of making my difficult ass feel comfortable enough.
Yeah.
And I'm difficult because of the things that I've seen, stories I've heard, people I've met. That shapes everything. I mean, we experience.
And hopefully absorb.
But it doesn't calculate the outcome of whatever you want to try, though. That's what we need to remember.
At the end of the day, all comes down to trust, you know. I guess what I've been thinking about this for years now. Is something actually love if the other person doesn't feel it, but they're faking it? What constitutes love? Is it just a one-way street, or does it have to be a two-way street for it to be true love?
Love is what it is, therefore it cannot be judged. That's how I feel about it. Love is... We didn't really get into it, but as you said, one person could feel love, while the other person doesn't. Like you said, it's a game of trust, and it's down to what that person ultimately feels. Especially if they go their life not knowing for sure that the other person was that.
Yeah.
I tend to think like that because of the time on my hands where I don't have any thought in my head, but a random one will come by and somehow I end up in my past, and then it's an avalanche, and then my decrepit fingers is bursting out of a fucking snowbank. Then the dogs show up with the motherfucking beer to warm me up and shit, but eating all my fingers.
Yeah, those big dogs with the beer in the can.
Saint Bernard.
Yeah.
But instead, he eats my hand.
Man, loneliness. I view loneliness as whatever the time length, right? For some people, a couple months, other people, a couple years. It's a great thing to find yourself, depending whatever situation you're coming out of. Which is, loneliness is a positive in that sense. But I do feel there is a time limit to it, to where loneliness goes from being a positive to a negative.
I had just thought about it in my head. Loneliness is like jail time. I haven't done jail time, but we all both know the basic concept of jail.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's you fending for yourself, and you're pretty much locked up in a condition that won't change, at least for that time being. And you have to adapt. You have to acclimate in a way where...
It's unnatural.
Yeah. To survive.
And it does, one way or another, change you.
It does. For a long ass time, my loneliness made me feel like I was in prison, like in my own head. That's why I love that rhyme by Tupac. He said, "You don't have to be in jail to be doing time." That's true. It's true. You could stay in the solitude of your mind. The mind is a very powerful thing.
Yeah.
But I've said loneliness so much. But loneliness also makes you dream too. That's a good part about it. Like the little shorty that I know. Yeah, but the little shorty I know, she makes me excited when I see her.
This is the shorty I know about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
And honestly, she don't know, but if she was cool with it, I'd talk her fucking ear off. Like, I feel that comfortable around her, and that's not like me. I don't like yapping that much.
So you're technically breaking out of your loneliness now, right?
I'm at least dreaming about it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, like anything else, loneliness comes in different forms and different lengths, depending on the person. As we also talked about pros and cons, you know. But I'm with you. I've been so lonely for so long and had quite a few false hopes of escaping the loneliness.
Mm-hmm.
That when I came back to came back to that spot, I came back harder and darker, if that makes sense. You know, I was in. I feel whenever you're in a negative state and there's that false hope that you're gonna come out of it, and then it quickly snaps out and you're back in that state. Like going back to the jail metaphor, right? You're what is it called where you're about to get out early? Cause
Parole?
yeah, parole. Like you have a trial. Like, okay, are you doing everything correctly? I've had the parole trial 3, 4 times where like everything's going good. Okay, I'm about to get out. I'm about to step out. And then at the last second,
Oh yeah, that's filing for appeal. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's the same thing. Go
oh,
ahead.
filing for appeal. Yeah. Where you can, where
Get
you,
parole.
yeah. It's like, okay, the appeal, everything is going correctly. Everything's going right. Oh, you're about to get out, right? You're still going to have, like, if you fuck up, you're going to go back, but you're still going to be free, right? As long, okay, I'm a better person. I'm going to do better. I'm going to be better. I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity. I've learned from my mistakes. And then boom, who's ever in charge of the appeal, the judge, last second said, for whatever reason, nah, you're not getting parole. You're going back in. And I feel like that you're in a worse state when that moment happens to you, when you go back in than before. Because at least before you were you were finding or you found a way to deal with this state of mind, this situation. And you knew like for however long you're going to just keep going with it. But that falsehood where it's like, okay, for that quick second you were breaking out of it. You were thinking about the greener side. And then to go back in, I just feel like it's a slap in the face, and you're just, at least for some period of time, you're in a darker spot than you were before. And that's the shit that hits me. I'm such a hopeless romantic that when I get my hopes up sooner and faster than I should, which baby steps, I've been taking those lessons hard and been learning from them to where now I feel like I'm too emotionless now when it comes to signs and stuff. In the sense when something good might be happening or might be transpiring, now I'm just preparing.
You're thinking more pessimistic.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily just me naturally doing it, it's more like a defense mechanism. Because it's happened so many times. I'm just waiting for the moment now. And you know at least 2 of the stories where I can't even make that shit up, bro. Or I guess I can, but it would be in a movie. And if you want to say anything else about loneliness, go ahead. But if not, we should say what you want, and then I think we should move on because now it's getting into a cycle.
Oh, it just makes you dig inside of yourself and really question what's me and what's not.
Yeah.
And, well, in that realm, depending on how confident you are, honestly, will determine how much you teeter back and forth.
I like that because I was thinking about it as you were saying it. At that point, it just comes down to the person. What side are you going to take? What path are you going to take? Are you just going to say fuck it and just go on the path that keeps getting darker or lonelier, or are you just going to say I'm still going to be in this place of loneliness, but I'm going to make the best out of it, and hopefully when I get to the end of the road, it is a brighter side.
In a sense, like, I honestly wanted to say, it's until you decide, like, fuck it, I done spent too much time on this, man. Who knows how long I'm going to be here. So let me just keep it moving. And funny thing, when people do that, they're more bound to run into it. But my thing with it, since I've been lonely so long, I've gotten kind of toxic in my head to the point where it's like, if it does come by, at that point in my life, I don't want it. And I'm going to spit on it. And I'm going to kick it. And I'm going to throw dirt on it. Because I felt so hurt. Like, why didn't you come when I need you? That's how I think I would feel. But until then, shit, I'm taking L's. And I'm trying to find... I'm trying to see if something is going to work for the boy.
Well, I guess my thing is a little bit opposite of that. I feel like if I find something that at least feels real, oh, bro, I'm jumping. I feel like I'm going to jump straight on, you know. My only problem...
After taking a different route? Or...
No, let's say...
Just maintaining?
Just let's say I'm maintaining, right?
Oh, okay.
I'm physically and everything besides the whole emotional stuff. I'm trying to be the best I can be. But like when it comes to the whole relationship thing, my thing is the problem with me, I'm at the point where it's hard for me to believe anything that is happening on that scene is real. Right? But if somehow I get to the point where it hits me, I'm going to be all on board, you know? I'm not going to... So I guess my thing is a little back end. You know, like how you said you're open to the possibilities, but when you find it, you're going to almost be resentful. Like, why did it take so long?
Oh, that was only if, like, down the road, I do switch my ways up.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Because, I mean, nah, if it hit me right now, like, as I am, hey, hello, what's good, baby? You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
That's
okay,
all
okay,
me.
okay, I got you. All right, then, yeah. I guess we're on the same path then. It's just with all the... I'm so confused about... I understand how the human mind works, and I know how human beings overall are, but...
I just had a really strange thought, but it works, though. And just that quick it left. It was nice while you visited. I think it's creeping back. It had something to do with... No, it's not coming back. Fuck it. I'm not going to keep pulling y'all leg. I was really trying to reel it in. That floppy bastard went back to the sea. It was good too. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I thought of it that way. Let's just... Maybe it'll refresh me if we backtrack a little bit. Okay. What was the very last thing you said?
I was starting to talk about... I understand the human mind, scientifically speaking, with psychology and stuff like that. And I understand how the average normal person acts and behaves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yet, I'm such a person that if I'm able to, I'm 110% honest. I'm 110% giving myself. Now go on.
All right, it came back. Maybe I should have just led into it by saying what the fuck I was going to say. Instead of saying something that would bounce my fucking thoughts back out. I am fucking livid right now.
What is it? Is it going to piss me off?
I know. I am livid the fact that it was right there on the tip of my tongue. If I didn't say, I got it. If I didn't say that, it would have flew out perfectly. That's what I was saying. Damn it.
You didn't forget again, did you?
No, I remember this time.
Okay.
Now with the past love, right?
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest reasons that I don't want to let it go, obviously, because that was the realest thing that I felt. But on another note, I love the me that fell in love with that person. That was the happiest me ever. That was the
Did you just love the happiness of you, or did you love the overall you, like how that person made you be as a person?
yeah, that. And I would feel like I wouldn't only be disrespecting the one that I used to love, but most importantly, I would be shitting on the me that got me here to where I had to change to, deal with whatever comes down the road as an obstacle. I feel like I don't want to disrespect, cause it's like it's like getting more mature and looking back and seeing a kid, and you know how beautiful it was to be a kid. You know how great it was to dream. You know how wonderful it was
But
to
you,
think these beautiful things without somebody intervening and letting you know, like yo, you feel all this shit, but we in a dump. It's this, is that.
but do you feel being the kid is what ruined the relationship, or
Um, I mean,
because
what do you mean?
because I feel now I'm more mature, more experienced, and I would have definitely handled my past situations differently. But at the same time, if I was who I am completely back then, I wouldn't have viewed those situations in the same way. Like I wouldn't have looked at the feeling and the moments I was going through with the same shine because of all the heartbreak I've gone through now. I do look at love in certain situations differently now because I'm getting to the point where I'm learning from my mistakes, but at the same time, I'm starting to not question love itself, but question if I can find love. Question if I can find a person that I can get a bond with on that level. When back then, I knew it, you know? I knew, like, there's no way I'm going to be like these people that they're in shitty marriages. There's no way. I'm going to find love, you know? Where if I am who I am now, back then, yeah, I might have made different steps, but would that have made those certain moments as memorable as they are, if that makes sense?
No, they wouldn't, because back then you were more open, you were more hard headed and naive
Yeah.
to fall into something. Which our vulnerability is the thin line between our pleasure.
Yeah.
Now, man,
Can I finish the one statement though?
yeah, sure.
I just want to get back to the bro. My biggest thing now is just the whole trust thing. That's what kills me. Cause going back to the whole naive thing, I assume when two people click, let alone there's love in the air, both people have to both people have to be giving their true self, right? They have to be honest. How else would these feelings work? Yet now I know, at least to some degree, they weren't fully being honest. They weren't fully being themselves. And that breaks my mind because, like, whenever I feel something, it's because I'm being myself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're supposedly feeling it too, and we're clicking because of what we're saying, what we're doing, it's like, okay, I'm giving myself. She must be giving herself. It seems like she's giving herself. Okay, like everything's good. And then a hard line comes down that the guillotine comes down and cuts everything off and stuff isn't adding up. And I'm saying I feel like relationships on that level would be so much easier to process and to go through if everybody was just honest, bro. You would be able to cut through the bullshit.
I see now. It sounds like you want something perfect, but you don't believe in perfect.
Bro, it's not necessarily I want something perfect. I just feel like with so many back doors, so many ways to misconstrue something, it makes finding at least something decent so much harder than it should be. And it makes finding perfect almost impossible.
When I say perfect, I mean ideal. Because honestly, like,
technically,
shit, if I could have it the way I want it, yeah, fucking yeah. I'd have it exactly the way I want it.
But how likely, like the concept of finding that perfect person is almost, theoretically speaking, almost impossible unless you're so lucky, right? If we're being scientifically, mathematically, depressingly realistic, then, but no, that's what I was getting at. Like an ideal person, you know, where you would 110% take that 99 out of 100 times. But besides that one time, you find the perfect person, right? But I'm saying, I don't know if, because talking about the tribal thing, how far can humans go keeping their tribal instincts while also, my mind's just like really bouncing all over the place. Like, I really wish I could go back in time when we were at our most tribal. Were we always so individualistic? That's why we lie, to only benefit ourselves? Like, what is... But I don't think so, though, because I feel like I don't want to say I'm the most tribalistic, but I feel like I'm very close. And every passing day, week, month, a week, I said week again, year, I'm getting closer to what it means to be human, right? And I feel like that is why I am so honest. I try to be, at least. Why I'm so out there, you know? And when you look at it, and it's all clicking in my head now, for the most part, bro, the people who do lie the most, the people who don't give them full selves, those are the most individualistic people. Those are the people who are on Instagram, Facebook, all these social medias, and they act like they're connected with all these people. Yet they're not. Like, the truest thing, you'd rather have a small group of friends, group of individuals you're connected to, where it's a deep pond, but it's a small pond, rather than being connected to all these people. And it might be a large ass lake, but that shit's shallow as fuck.
I found that, yeah, I found that out. Like, I'd say around 2014, damn near. Yeah, that's when life dramatically changed for me. Because I knew before people were fake. I knew before people were about their own agenda or whatever.
Yeah.
But to see it in so many numbers and to see it, like, done stone face and shit. It's like people could really go about their lives acting like this. I mean, literally acting.
And they show no remorse, bro.
This shit is... I can't get with it. Shit ugly. Shit fucks up a lot of other shit. But also, while you were speaking, I was thinking about the factor of unexpectancy in love.
I think I know what you mean, but
Being unpredictable and whatnot. That's why, flawed people end up being in something that they don't want to be in, which is sort of realer than what an upfront and honest person would deal with. If that makes sense.
No, I got you. No. Once you brought the whole more honest, upfront person.
Because think about it. Women, they love to be wooed. They love to not be able to predict what's going to be next. And with that being said, if you got some bad to you, that throws off the whole joint. If a girl know you all good, what is they going to expect you to do? Be a good ass square ass nigga.
But bro,
That's not for all women. That's not for all women.
I know, but I never. The whole problem with that. Don't get me wrong. There are some people who are like truly goody two shoes, you know. But for example, if you lined up 100 women, right? I would say at least 75% off of first contact, first conversation. I feel like I would come off that way, goody two shoe, right? But that's just me being polite. That's me being respectful. And that's also me being a little bit scared with the whole current movement. You talk to a woman wrong, you're being fucking sued or something. You know? Look at what happened at Home Depot. That fucking bullshit. I had nothing to do with her, you know? But I think too many women confuse the being respectful as also being non-bad.
I think it's the overall thought men aggressive, more animal-like.
Yeah.
Versus, being calm, being well collected, being whatever goes with that.
I feel like a person can be both, depending on the situation.
They can, but it's about the impression that you leave.
Exactly.
Like, most girls, honestly, they get encountered by guys who try to find an easy way. And the easy way to them is trying to act like they're nice. It's guys that decided to be lames and act like they were being nice that fucked it up.
Got you.
Like off the simple... Like, come on, dude. If you just wanted ass, you could have just been you.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Like the guys acting like they want a relationship and all that bullshit just to smash, and then they smash, and then they move on. Yeah.
Like, think about how many cute girls be getting messages all day, every day saying, "Hi, beautiful. Hey, how was your day? Oh, how are you doing? I was thinking about you."
Bro, that's another reason why I don't like text messaging either, because everybody does it now, bro. Everybody does it.
That's why you gotta be able to be entertaining. I guess that's all that really matters now, because you're just trying to hold attention. You're just trying to hold attention until you able to get y'all one-on-one, close encounter, get to really feel for each other's like vibe and shit.
Yeah.
That's where things could start turning around.
You do bad, it comes back on you twice as hard. And I'm not a person who believes in that, but I guess if you look at my life, if you're a person who believes in karma, you would definitely say karma's a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, the world has its ways of unleashing fury that nobody asked for. But, yeah.
Or sadly, you learn from your mistakes, but it still doesn't give a fuck. It makes you make sure you learned your mistakes.
Make sure it's embedded. With girls that when I let girls know that in a way that I like them, a lot of times when if I like you, I'm gonna tell you I like you.
Yeah, I hate that sugarcoating bullshit too, bro. It's like, is this so hard? You could just, because as we've been on record, sometimes the signs aren't so clear, or it could be misconstrued for something else. So a simple sentence or a word really helps with us processing what we're seeing.
Or
and
will
getting.
we over-process that if we got it?
Yes. Yes.
As I was talking, as I was talking about that, I thought about my scenario. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Does that mean the clock is ticking? Because usually, like, on me looking back in retrospect with girls that I've let known, like, I feel something with you or something. It was crunch time. And if I didn't make a move quick enough, then it just lingered off in the wind because it got treated like, okay, this is a plaything.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm just overthinking again. I just know that I'm excited with the scenario I'm in right now, and I want to see where it could go.
And
if it can't go anywhere.
It's brought positive vibes. I could see, hear, and key thing feel the difference. Right now it's slight, but I see it going in the right direction. The right altitude, wherever you guys want. It's going from left to right, however you want to take it. It's going in the right direction.
That's what matters. Right direction.
Yeah.
There's ain't too many wrong ones.
I will say this, though. Going back to the whole honesty thing. Yo, sometimes just one statement really clears up so much. Mm-hmm. And both people in a situation don't need to be so prideful. And just say something.
Yeah, we both got something to guard, though. So it's expected. But our frustration and us being eager, anticipating something to get out of what we going through, you know, just got us riled up inside and ready to rip off clothes and do shit.
No, but I do want to say this, though. Okay, you know the movie A Star Is Born? With Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, I called you one night crying. I was deep into my emotions.
No, I don't remember the movie.
No, you didn't see it, but I called you talking about how, because this was a month after Mac Miller died. And then in the film, spoiler alert, Bradley Cooper kills himself because of miscommunication. My thing is, and now it came back to me 100%. My thing is, for anybody listening, anybody who ever hears this episode, if they're even still listening, is that you can only be in charge of yourself. Mm-hmm. And worst case scenario, you should always be able to say you did everything, even if the outcome isn't what you wanted. So getting back to the whole dialogue thing, even if you feel because of your past or because of certain vibes that what you say might not lead to the result, as long as you put yourself out there, you honestly can't ask for more.
You can't. You know my pride want to fight that. Because as you said that, I felt my nuts get twisted. You know, putting yourself out there. Man.
I'm just, bro, trust me, I know, like, as I was saying it, it was hurting me just because I was thinking about my past. But I don't regret what I said, you know. I for the most part, I don't regret my actions. I just, if I would have known back then what I know now, would I have gone about certain things differently? Yes. But that's only because I know how it ended up turning out, you know? But as those situations played out, I can't be mad at myself because I was honest. I said and acted the way I felt 100% of the time that felt right in that moment. And Yes, it sucks that it ended up the way I did, but I'm telling you right now, if I wasn't 100% being honest, wasn't 100% being myself with the way I was feeling back then, I would feel even more like shit now. Because then I would have the what if of not only if I did this differently, but I would have the what if of what if I just said fuck it and I was all myself. And just like anything, there's pros and cons, but I personally stand by if you give your 100% in anything, yeah, you might be able to look back and say fuck life for how the situation turned out, but you can't say fuck yourself.
I agree with that because within my collection of bad memories, I have few regrets. I do value the shit that pains me at times.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I regret how the situation turned out. I regret where I was in life to where life itself just, it wasn't meant to be at that moment in time. But I do not regret how. I do not regret how I was 100% honest. That's what I want to say.
Within you saying that, I just blew my fucking mind.
Why?
Because I was thinking about what would. Okay, the way I feel about old girl, I understand people really love people and whatnot, but why does it hurt so bad? Why is it like why could it be fresh if I really made it to be? I was thinking about well, of course, if you make something out to be something, it's gonna be that. But I didn't really mean to say that part.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get back around to my original thought. But damn it, I just said.
You're doing good, though.
For a long time, I've had issues between me and my father. Therefore, I didn't care about I still don't care about myself how I should. But when I met that specific girl, she reminded me of me. We have a lot of similarities. It was like I actually loved myself for once.
Also, would you say you loved yourself also because she brought the best parts out of you?
When I say I loved, she was the representation of myself. Therefore, me loving her made me love me.
Okay. I believe I got you.
Yeah, but that blew my mind though. Because, well, my strained relationship with my father, me looking like my father, coming from my father.
No, it made you, every time you look at him or thought about him, you thought that's what you would be.
Not only that, but like, I endured shit. So, coming up, no matter what I was going through at home with my family,
Yeah.
people on the outside always ask me about my father. Always comparing me to my father. Always saying this, that, little Mikey, this, little Mikey, that. I've always been in his shadow. You feel me? And that just put a heavier damper on me because we weren't like how people thought. It's not that way, and that made me hate me because people saying, "Oh, you do that just like your pop," or this, that, and the third. You smart like your dad. I was getting so fucking sick of it, so sick of it. Then I was in this part of my life where I isolated myself within the house, and my mind got more like, I want to say like militant, damn near, to where I was able to stand taller. Then I ended up meeting old girl. We was just talking and shit, being friends or whatever. But through that, you know, people unintentionally find out more about each other.
Yeah.
Because they hit those lows where somebody else is there to listen or give you feedback or whatever.
They can relate and give their point of view on the same or a similar situation.
Mm-hmm. And since I was so used to being closed, closed to where I told her things I never even told my mom. And my mom been there for
Everything.
Mm-hmm. She wasn't there at the beginning of my shit, but she was there for the moments that really mattered, that went down in the history book, you know?
Yeah. And now you're stronger than ever with her, bond-wise, right?
I wish I could say that. That's another issue with me. I don't trust my mom. I love her, but I don't trust her.
I never knew that, bro.
I don't trust her because I know it's better for... I feel like...
Because of your father's situation?
Yeah, I mean... That... Love, ain't that a bitch, right? Same thing that created me is the same thing that make me despise shit. Crazy. That's why it's two sides to the coin. But sitting back and being able to have an unbiased perspective about things just because I can sit there and physically see what goes on and what goes on behind the stage.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that, bro. I just want to quickly say it's so hard to be unbiased because of how we're programmed. But if you can, at least for the most part, just step back whenever you can and try to look at all the different possibilities and just not the one view you normally look at it. It's mind-opening.
Mm-hmm.
And the world as a whole would be better off if we did look at it unbiasedly for the most part, you know? Or for most things if we looked at it unbiasedly. That's the one thing I respect about scientists so much, bro. The pure scientists, they don't have a motive. They're just looking for fact and truth. Same thing as mathematicians and stuff like that. And as much as I love history, the biggest reason why I hate history is because most of the time history is written by the victor, you know? And that's just a whole complicated web of shit. But get back to your point. I love the whole unbiased thing.
Oh, yeah, that's why I was about to say that's why I kind of flip when people don't understand how I feel about having a parent there that wasn't there.
As we had this off topic, yeah.
It's because day in, day out, you have somebody there that you're from, same blood, some people same name, same whatever.
Yeah.
Telling you they love you, telling you this, that, and the third. And it's like being in a bad relationship, nigga.
It's like being in a bad relationship. It's like being in a room full of people that you don't connect with. Like, yeah, these people are here, but you're still alone.
On top of feeling alone, you feel like you're the center of somebody else's resentment. And that's why I'm hoping when I am able to be normal enough for a chick to really open up her world, bring me in.
Yeah.
I would like to be open. I like being open. I like talking about shit. I'm I could talk about emotional shit and not get emotional about it. It's all about what type of motive the world sends off to me, if that makes sense.
I know what you. It's hard to describe. For example, now we're still somewhat talking about emotions, but we're not necessarily getting into our emotions. But earlier, we were talking about emotions, and we were also in it. You know, it just. I feel like it's also depending on the topic, depending who you talking to.
Depending on what's like the central picture in your head when you think about this shit.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like the last pictures I had in my head, aside from talking about the bad relationships, I just got a thought of somebody that make me excited when I'm around.
And I want to bring this back because I can't get over it. It's like talking about death and laughing about it. You know, if you have something in your head that just you're in a good mood and you just got the giggles, it doesn't matter what you're talking about. You're going to get the giggles.
See the dedication. I salute it.
Bro, you know me, I'm hard-headed. I'm a hard-headed motherfucker. That was a good what is it called? Not a segue, but a good roundabout.
Yeah.
I had to take it there. So, any of the listeners who watch these episodes back to back, you know what that was for.
That's our insider, our little treat.
Yeah. That's a valid comparison, right? Like at the fundamental principle of what we're talking about.
Even if it wasn't, I was gonna go with it.
No, I'm laughing as a dickhead, but the original reason of bringing it back is like I'm being serious. I thought that was a good example. Like you could be talking about something, but if you have something else in your head as you're talking about it.
I get you more.
Yeah.
I get you more. But
just to go off the whole, depending where your head's at, you could be talking about emotions and feel nothing for the emotions you're talking about, and then.
But it's just hearing out loud, being able to laugh at death. That sounds like some Will Ferrell shit.
Or Jim Carrey stuff too. I feel like Jim Carrey would do some shit like that. The old days, you know, when he just didn't give a fuck and he was saying "fuck Hollywood," making anything and everything. Yo, as a quick sidetrack, bro, nobody was bigger than Jim Carrey for as long as he was. There was a good 10-year stretch, man, where artistically and commercially, he was just knocking shit out the park. Not even Kevin Hart can say that. Because either artistically, his films fail, or commercially, they don't reach the same peaks.
Kevin Hart doesn't have talent. He has writers. That's how I feel about it.
Without getting into that, he still has the delivery. I still respect his delivery. But I understand.
To me, I look up to Cat Williams and Dave Chappelle.
Oh, bro.
Early Dave Chappelle.
Dave
So
Chappelle,
as far as the entertainment world, I don't think Kevin Hart has nearly put in enough. Well, the work he put in ain't solid enough to me. It's not solid enough.
I will say this though, comparing him to the performer of Cat Williams, and the just straight brilliance of Dave Chappelle, not many people are going to.
I feel you, but he is the
people
forerunner
are considered
within the.
True. He's overrated. I can't disagree about that. But I also feel
he's not talentless.
Yeah.
Okay, I admit.
Yeah.
I could agree with that.
Not like this is a Rhinos and Aliens comparison. LeBron James is hella talented. What fucks up being able to talk about him is how people put him in the realm that he should not be in. You know
What the greatest of all time talk?
Yeah,
Cause he can't fuck with Kobe. So
bro. My
I don't
thing is,
see.
if you can't hit your shots at the line, don't fucking talk to me. Like every year since for the past 3 years, he's gone below 70%. It's just come on, bro. Kobe was a solid 85%er. Michael Jordan was in the 80s.
Can we say, for one, those two greats right there had loyalty? Can we say that first? LeBron has no fucking loyalty. We ain't getting a ship this year. Oh, I'm shipping out to Milwaukee, man. I could deal with that weather around this time of year. Yeah, it's good for going for jogs. Yeah, I'm gonna gather a whole bunch of people for no reason and go on a jog because they like to jog with me in commercials.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of those people. That's why I'm such a huge fan of Westbrook and Curry, bro.
Wait, what do you mean one of those people?
Oh, where loyalty matters to me.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you would be one of the people jogging in Milwaukee.
No. Hell no, especially not during the wintertime. Fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah, but the loyalty thing is really big.
No, I agree. That's why I hope Curry stays in Golden State no matter what happens. Low key, I want Klay to go to the Lakers just because he grew up a Laker. His father was a Laker. His father works for the Lakers. But I hope the Greek Freak stays in Milwaukee because unlike Kareem, he doesn't have the personality of the bright lights and stuff. It's just like everything. Yeah, it's nice to say you were with all these teams, just like how you fucked all these bad bitches. You won a championship here. You nutted in this bitch there. But there's something fundamental that you stayed with that one team. You were loyal to this woman for as long as you could say. There's just something. The way I look at it, it's superficial when you start bouncing around. It makes you feel good in the moment.
Exactly. Yeah.
But long term, like, yo, bro, as we were talking about Lamar Odom, it was a nice headline. He slept with 2,000 women. But what resonates with me are the marriages or the supposed faithful relationships of 50 plus years. That shit's golden.
The thing that fucks me up about 50 plus year couples, relationships, they've been through damn near everything they could go through. And when I say that, their limits have been tested by each other.
Okay.
The way I see it, the older generation is more quiet on what they went through. They don't vocalize it as much because they were taught to just endure it and keep going. And it wasn't fine to speak out on this, that, and the third.
Oh, so you're saying it's not necessarily a good thing.
I'm saying it's not necessarily as good as we think their ride was, but they stuck it out together. That's what mattered. Mm-hmm. Father could have been a mess, fucking around with bitches for like 12 years. Finally got his shit together, got a better job, started taking better care of Betty Jean. And
True. I guess what I was specifically talking about, you know how some of those that get in the paper, some of them emphasize faithful, committed, implying that they never cheated.
Oh yeah, if they put it in a paper, they not gonna say that they cheated. They gonna be like, "Oh, you dirty birdie, you." Be like, Betty, I didn't know you was swinging your drawers back in the day.
Okay. Well, I guess the good part of me was just hoping at least some of them were actually. But that's a good point.
It's about...
And a lot of those couples, too, they necessarily weren't what we're looking for. You know, they weren't the quote-unquote perfect match, but they just ended up getting together and either because of their time or just who they are. Dedication and loyalty meant more than some other things. And sometimes, bro, that's another thing. People of our generation, they don't understand the loyalty. Sometimes having that connection and that passion is important. Oh, well, okay, I fucked it up. Sometimes having the dedication and loyalty is as important as the connection and chemistry. Now, I'm the sucker who believes you need both. But I feel the older generation, it was more so dedication and loyalty. And the chemistry wasn't quite necessary. If you get down to some of these older relationships. Now, I'm saying, generally speaking, wow, now we're so intoxicated with the whole chemistry this, chemistry that, blah, 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 that spark. Yet even when you find it, you go through a rough patch and people just break it off. The loyalty and dedication isn't there. It's that balance. Because there's going to be rough patches, even in the most perfect relationship.
One thing I do remember an older head telling me back then, if they broke up, they weren't like following the girl's coattail, if that makes sense. They accepted it like, oh, she don't want me, and it just moved on, and that made room for them to grow and eventually come back to each other along the line if they did.
That's a good point. That's a great point.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, on that note, do you want to say anything else?
Oh, man.
By the way, it's becoming a current trend now. Technology is telling us when to stop.
That's funny.
Last episode, it was the computer. This episode, it was the camera.
What do I want to say as a final thought? Don't be scared to love. Don't be scared to be you. And hopefully you think in your best interest. Me? If it don't go how... Okay, this might be some fake shit right here, but if this don't go how like I picture it to, or at least like close to it, you know what? Fuck my picture. If I could get with, man, let me stop talking about it, because that's a bad sign right there. I keep fucking talking about it. So.
Oh yeah, don't jinx yourself.
Yeah. So, guys,
with our
ladies.
luck, yeah, you definitely will jinx yourself, bro. That's why I haven't said shit about this one girl, bro. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm not even bringing it up.
Oh shit. Well, I got something to pray on.
Yo, back-to-back nights, you have something to pray on, bro. You're a sinner today. This week is just, well, what is it called when you go to church? I need how many, like they need a certain amount of blessings or whatever. It's like a Catholic church, like you have so many sins, so you need a certain amount of blessings or whatever.
Oh, yeah, you got to say a certain amount, like Hail Marys and Our Fathers and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, bro, you're double digits right now. Full blown.
Full blown, that does not sound. Let's use something else.
Especially with the church, bro.
Wait, what? I was thinking about AIDS.
Oh. Never mind. Well, I guess technically you could still get AIDS the way I was thinking.
Wait, I'm so confused. I've never been this confused. What?
When you said when I said full blown, I didn't think anything of it, and then you said something. I'm like, oh, he's talking about like the church fully blown or something, you know? And then I'm like, well, you technically could get AIDS that way too. But then if he's fucking you in the ass, you're definitely getting AIDS. So that's just a whole cycle right there.
Love has no guidelines. Love has the meaning you give it. I encourage y'all to be yourselves. I encourage y'all to pass that on to the younger generations too. Also without forcing ideas on them, because that happens too fucking often.
And it's happening now more than ever.
Because we feel as though we know what's best and what's... Look, fuck all of that. Just pass on good advice. Just pass on good vibes.
And don't, like you said, don't force it.
Right.
Well, my ending thing would be to go off of the topics. Don't be afraid of loneliness. Take advantage of loneliness and learn from loneliness.
Wait. Does loneliness have big titties? I quit. I'm sorry.
It could. As we talked about, just because you're getting some doesn't mean you're out of that spot.
Right. That's facts.
And the second thing is always stay true to yourself, whatever that is in the moment. Because at the end of the day, as long as you do who you are and what you can, you might be able to second guess the surroundings around the situation, but you can't second guess yourself.
I like that. I agree.
Yeah. So, thank you guys. This was the 9th episode of the Bonus Show. And we hope you enjoy stuff like this. We're opening up. This is really we were doing so good with the sexuality, and we just now it's all coming full circle.
Because when you said the 9th episode, I was going to be like, boing. But I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not a sound machine. So they going to look at me like.
But you just made the noise. So
but it's cool because that was an example. that was just an example.
So we are really, literally letting you into our mindset. And we hope you like the new format, the new setup. Give us, like any episode, give us that thumbs up if you fucked with the video. Comment, give your feedback about the few topics we talked about today. And hit the bell, subscribe. I keep saying subscribe fourth now for whatever reason. And share. We appreciate it, and we hope to see you next time, whenever that is. But
really looking forward on comments. Big on that. Looking forward to comments. That leads to us thinking of more like potential subjects that we could talk about.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you wanted to be more interested in a way that's like relates more to what you're going through or whatever, just let us know.
Yeah, it's just so we could get insight.
Yeah, because, I mean, we're all people. We're here sharing the same rock, man.
I agree. Oh, that's beautiful. As a quick side note before we do end this, people will almost never leave comments, so it's like an endless record that we're shipping into outer space. But I still have hope we're going to get so big one day that they're going to rewatch these episodes. And they're going to watch it all the way to the end. And they're going to be like, wow, there's no comments. Let me just comment now. And I'm going to appreciate that if that ever happens. But we gotta keep the positive momentum going.
Right. If you love Jesus, you will comment. Yes, I'm putting your faith on the line, okay?
If you love the Quran, you will comment. If you love, what's the Jewish thing? The
Torah.
If you love the Torah, comment. If you love the Bible, comment. If you love the Dalai Lama, comment. If you pray to somebody that's in the sky, that's above you, comment.
If you don't want to die in Inferno or in some weird place where you thought you couldn't fathom, then I think you should leave a comment.
All right. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Our Rhinos and Aliens.
Peace. Number 9.
If you want to subscribe, just hit this bad boy up here, that big fat rhino. If you want the newest video, to the right. If you want the recommended, to the left. And then, of course, our personal dick pic. Yep, right below. So thank you for joining us once again, and we hope to see you next week. So peace out.
Peace.